What's up, people? What's up? Tin Talon, Builder's Mark, what's up? In fact, I didn't do an audio check. Is my audio working? It says my audio is working. Let's see, the settings in here says it's working. Okay, we should be good. Let me boost my mic just a little bit. I had to record a voiceover earlier today, so I'm gonna boost it just a bit. Hopefully this is good. Printing all the things, and yes, you're 5x5. What does 5x5 mean? What does it mean? What does 5x5 mean? AV good. Does it mean AV good, or are you answering my earlier question saying, is my audio, that I hope my audio is good? At the 7:40, we're gonna go ahead and officially start the content part of the stream. I got a couple things I want to cover today. Should be fun. The term 5x5 is rooted in the communications with the military I am not in the military, man. In the communications with the military forces through WW2 to mean I understand you perfectly. Oh, okay. The first number is represented the signal strength of a radio communication, and the second number represented the signal clarity on a scale from 1 to 5, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. Okay, I understand you. I understand you. I have family and great grandparents who are in the military, and uncles who are in the military. Not me though. Not me. I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover. I'm a content creator. So is it so how do you say it? 5x5 or 5 out of 5 or 5x5? How, type it in words how it's supposed to be said. Five by 5. Okay. So someone asks you how, so someone asks that question. It's how am I coming across? And you say 5x5. What's up, Matt? We don't say that anymore, just loud and clear. Hey man, what are you doing in this stream? Here to embarrass me? Here to just check and see what's going on? Or here to see my usual mess of AV issues that I usually have to deal with? I'm shooting on the R50V today, so it should be pretty set it and forget it. Got the cinema camera right here. It's taking a break. It makes the entire thing sag. It's still sturdy, but it makes the whole thing sag, and I just didn't feel like trying to put it together. I saw the notification that Polymaker went live, so I stopped to say hi. What if it was someone completely different? What if it was some random person? What would you do? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. We got 4 minutes till I start talking about what happened the past week, what my new goals are, what I want to do, and what I want the community's help on. No idea, but I would certainly be confused. Just panic and call Nico. Nico, help. Printing anything? Yes. So I don't want to get into it because I'm going to get into this at the 7:40. But yes, I finished the print that we talked about last week, and it took me a long time because the print almost messed up, and I had to it's a whole situation, but I had to come back to my house, fix an issue where the filament clogged, and then I had to cross my fingers that it did not mess up in terms of bulging layer lines. But I saved it, and it turned out great. And then I had a small mess up right at the end, but like I said, We got like 3 more minutes till I get into that. That'll be the first thing we get into. What's up, everyone? Bob from California, Builder's Mark, Diablo Spawn. It's all the usual. The usual gang is here. That's what I was curious about. It turned out so cool. I'm sort of sad I have to well, I haven't told them about it, but like I plan to give it to my neighbor. Like I'm showing it off on stream tonight, and then tomorrow when I go visit my parents to check up on the post-surgery, thing, I'm going to give it to them because Halloween's coming up and they can use like a candy bowl. And then I'm going to touch on a problem I have with the print. But 3 more minutes. Well, 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes now. It's 7:38 according to my computer. So 2 more minutes and then we can get on with it. Hi, Greg. Just bought an A1 Mini yesterday. Ooh. Did you have an A1? Like, what was your previous printer? Or did you not have a printer before and you're new here? Like, what's up? What was your previous printer and why the A1 Mini? I don't hear a lot of people saying that they went for the A1 Mini. We had a CR10 V3. I'm assuming CR is Creality, maybe? We only had a CR10 V3. Previously, that never worked. Okay, so why the Mini? Why not like the full-size A1? And did you get an AMS Lite with it? Or you're just like, yeah, I print monocolor. Shoot, the A1 Mini is an amazing little printer. I agree. Polymaker Tiffany has the A1 Mini. And like that's never stopped her from making like some pretty cool prints. I'm still jealous that she printed. I'm going on record. Polymaker Tiffany stole that idea from me. I wanted to print a devil fruit, and she printed the gum fruit and like showed it off, I think, on her stream. And I was like, that's not fair. I had several things I had to print for work, and you took my idea. So I want those views on my stream. She owes me one. I love my A1 Mini. I won it last November. We bought the AMS Lite. Nice. Yes, the CR10 is Creality. The A1 is the best beginner's printer, and it was budget friendly. It used to be a lot better deal, but not so much now. End of day 3 of, depending on when it finishes, of part 4 of 6 on Dragon Skull. Had to swap nozzle on G-Max. New Rev Pro drop in. Okay, it is 7:40. A1 Mini we meant. Okay. I kind of just like the larger build plate of the A1. Like, I looked at the A1 Mini. I mean, back when I first joined, like, Nico just gave me the A1. But, like, when I looked at the A1 Mini, I was like, I'm glad he gave me the A1. Of course, now, I wish it was, like, the X1C or the P1S or something like that. And now, I wish... I wish the Snapmaker U1 was out then, because I got some bad news, chat. I took a look at my finances and I was like, it's not gonna work out this year. Could I technically do it? Yeah, but I'm a new homeowner and I can't be making decisions like that anymore. I ain't got the money for it. I ain't got the money for the Snapmaker. Not before the holidays. I'll probably end up getting it somewhere in March. Somewhere probably around February or March. I'll need to bounce back, like, financially from Christmas. But I was like, first of all, you know what? Let me, my ADHD is controlling me. Let me just show you the print. You guys ready? You guys ready to see the print that we discussed last time? You got the H2T, you got the H2D recently, and I love the build plate size. All right, let me show you guys the print. That's what the print turned out like. It looks amazing. It looks amazing. I really love this print. All right, so if you are unaware, last time on stream, can I widen this up a bit? Hang on. All right, yeah, there we go. More of my house you get to see, and my little printer down in the right-hand corner. All right, so this, last time on stream, the colors we picked out were charcoal matte black for the actual cat itself. We went for a luminous green for the eyes so that it is glow in the dark. In fact, I'm gonna see, hang on, you're gonna see me try to see if I can do this in glow in the dark. This might be just a massive disaster. All right, I'm gonna turn off both lights. I'm gonna turn off my background light. Now I'm gonna turn off my main light. So yeah, you can kind of see it on camera. The eyes glow in the dark just a little bit. I was walking through my house last night and I was like, it works. Luminous green, it's green in daylight and it glows in the dark at night. I was like, that's so cool. That's awesome. So this is just the effect that I wanted. Thank you guys so much for helping me pick the colors. It is awesome. I posted it in the company chat this morning. Everyone liked it. So I'm really proud of this one. But the back to the colors. Charcoal matte black for the cat itself. Luminous green for the eyes. Just matte white for the eye shine. And then for the hat, it's made out of silk purple and then silk gold for the stars. So this printed in like two different pieces. The hat was one print and the cat was like another print, and the two like snap on together via this back hinge. So guys, this cat took about, I want to say 16 hours to print. It said 18 and ended up printing in about 16 hours. I sped up a few of the settings. Then this hat is what made me really sad the entire like weekend, because I was like, wow, with the Snapmaker U1, this could have taken literally like maybe a day. It could have taken maybe 24 hours. The hat took how many? It took 2.5 days. So however much time that was, this hat, just because it has like this star pattern, like, let me see, you zoom in, because it has the star pattern like right at the bottom, so it printed flat like this, and so it really had to start changing filament colors like really fast, like as soon as it started printing basically. So like the hat just ended up taking 2.5 days, and I was like, I got so scared because I was like, what if it creates like an error? It's not gonna be done in time enough for stream. I couldn't print it during the week because I had other stuff to print for work. It freaked me out. It turned out perfectly, but I did have an error with the cat. So I guess because it was a new spool of filament, the first part of it was like bent a little bit, and like the cat printed fine up until it started to do the eye shine right here, and then it just gave me an error. So I woke up at like 2:30 a.m. to like an error on my phone saying like, hey, we couldn't get the spool to like thread. And I was like, no, I'm gonna have to reprint the cat again. It's like spooled or whatever. And like I couldn't see through my Bamboo Handy app what had happened to the print. And I was over at my parents' house dog sitting while they went out of town to go relax and everything, you know, de-stress from the surgery and everything. And so I had to come back over here the next day at like 8 a.m., check out what happened to the print. Fortunately, nothing bad happened. It just stopped printing. It noticed that it could not load the filament properly, and it just stopped. I didn't press anything after it. I took the spool out. I snapped off the bent part of the filament, so I lost like that much like length of filament. I loaded it back up, continued to print, and honestly, I mean, you guys tell me, I don't see any sort of like layer. That's actually a bit of like threading, a little bit. That comes off. That can wipe off. I just haven't. But like it stopped right there. I don't see any like sign that it like stopped or anything. So I'm considering this like a perfect print. That's a perfect print for me. But that was scary. That was a lot. That was a lot of time that I could have wasted. Printed bigger. So this was the max print volume on my A1. This was actually 33% smaller. So I went into like the in fact, is this still loaded? Maybe I can show it. Let me see. Share screen. Share screen. There we go. Yeah, so here was the cat. This is actually printed at like max volume. So this is like 133% like size. So like I couldn't get it any bigger. Like, and this was the problem with the print that I mentioned like before I started showing off the print. Let me God, I'm so bad at streaming. Hang on. Let me go back to full screen for me. This is supposed to be like a bowl. This is supposed to be like a candy bowl. Guys, this is America. How much candy can that hold? This is nothing. I mean, in fact, do I have anything for scale? A banana for scale. Let me see. Do I have anything for scale? Hang on, I have a pack of glue sticks on my desk because I'm horribly disorganized. I'm gonna fit a glue stick in here. I'm gonna tell you, this is a standard school-sized glue stick. Any of you have a kid, you've held this before. This is how much room is in this thing. Guys, that's how big the bowl is. This is not a candy bowl. STL Flicks, I love you guys, but like that's not enough room. That's not enough room to last half the night. Morning, how's it feeling, faithful? P1S is our dream printer. Let's see. Yeah, I fell behind in terms of the stream. Greg had to take a second job to pay for printing stuff. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. But I sat down this weekend at on my laptop and I really looked at like, you know, everything I got to pay for the house and everything. And I was like, the Snapmaker just ain't in the cards. It's not in the cards, man. Probably holds a bag of any candy. I mean, I shop at like Sam's Club and stuff like that. So like the bags of candy are like the size of your torso. This is not, I mean, like it looks great. To be honest, I sat it on top of my computer. And that's where I have it. And it looks great as like kind of like a large form desk ornament, but that's not big enough. But it's still going to the neighbors. So that half a kid worth of candy. This is America. That's how much candy you get. If kids aren't grabbing a handful of candy like during Halloween, you're doing it wrong. It's like this 3 or 4 kids and like all the candy's gone. Mind you, kids' hands are a lot smaller, but like, yeah, 3 or 4 kids and it's gone. That's possibly one trick-or-treater group. So I'm a little frustrated with the print in terms of practicality, but in terms of looks, it's awesome. Use a dollar bill for scale. I'm broke, dude. I can't afford the Snapmaker you want. I don't have $1 on me. Husband printed out one that was supposed to hold cut grass. It was too small. Yeah, I need to start looking at like, what are these things supposed to be? Especially at 133% size. I thought it was going to be like, all right, it's still going to be mostly for looks, but like it'll still function. That is almost not functionable as a candy bowl. It's just not big enough. You'd have to have a larger drum of candy next to your front door and then constantly refill this thing. And then it could work, but then that just seems like too big of a workaround. It feels like that at first, but it gets better. I could picture you as a bouncer at a bar or club. You know what? That's what everyone, that's the joke. Everyone who meets me, because I tend to dress monocolor, and the shades of black, because I'm a big guy, tends to slim me down, is that I look like a bouncer. I get the big broad shoulders. I usually wear black. I look like a football player. It's like, especially when I have like, do I even have my sunglasses near me? Let me see, because especially when I have on my sunglasses, like people, God, I need to clean my desk. People think I'm a bouncer. I don't think I have my sunglasses on me right now, but like when I put on my sunglasses, I look like a cartoon version. Like think of a bouncer in a cartoon and I'm him. Like it's almost like Johnny Bravo levels of like uniform. When you put this glue stick in it, it seems much smaller. It is. It's incredibly small. It's disappointing. Okay, a quarter, a dime, or penny. I ain't got those either, man. There might be a dime somewhere in my bedroom on the floor. It'd be a nice candy holder for an office desk. Yes. That, you know what? In fact, that might be what it's probably meant for. But hey, STL Flicks, you know what? Let me try to find the listing. It's not, well, they don't sell it, but let me see if I can find the cat like listing for the 3D print now. Let's look at it together, and maybe I missed something. Let's see. STL Flicks. All right, it's loading. Okay, here it is. All right, stop screen, add a new one, share screen. Okay. So this is what we're looking at. Witch Kitty candy holder. Like, and maybe I'm looking at their promotional materials a little weird. But like, it just seems like it'd be a lot bigger. And it's like, especially that. That's what got me. That's what got me. It was a bowl of candy and it looked a lot bigger. And it's not. I think I looked on their Instagram and like they printed it in like several sizes. So they printed like one that was like at least 50% the size, and they printed one that was like pretty much like my size. And I thought my size was like a smaller version. So yeah, I just don't think I think that may have been on me. Like, see, that looks a lot bigger. And then also, as I'm sitting here now, like look at that picture right there. There's candy coming out of that bowl. How are you supposed to close it? Like, is it like aesthetically, wouldn't the hat be hollow so you could hide candy within it and fully close it? So you can be like, hey, trick-or-treaters, here you go. Like, choose something, and it doesn't, and it irritates me. Ah. Show me your ID. Digging the couch cushions. No ID, you're not coming in. See, you guys are making me really want to like go get my sunglasses, but I'm still like, it is amazing how long it takes to properly move into a home, because I swear it's still not done. It's still not done. But I cannot find my sunglasses, but I'll post a picture of me in Discord with my sunglasses and this outfits, being like, hey, give me the ID now. How old are you two? Yeah, right. These are fake. I'm going to call the cops. You're lucky I don't call your parents. Or dentist office, little spools of dental floss. Yeah, see, that's probably what it was for. I just felt like I was sold something with false pretenses. Like, I don't know. Wait till you get a bigger printer. I want a bigger printer. Is the U1 it has a bigger print volume than the A1? Modify it. Well, that brings me into a topic I was going to bring up later in the stream, but I kind of want to get in the Blender, you guys. Well, back into it. I learned a little bit when I was in high school, when I was messing around with like CAD programs, but I want to get back into it. Like, especially when I'm like trying to like work with these like 3D models and stuff like that. I'm like, if only I knew enough Blender or like whatever, mostly Blender because it blends into the rest of my tool set, like being able to make like 3D art and like animations and stuff like that. So that's why I'm saying Blender and not another, because there are tons of programs, right? Like FreeCAD and stuff like that. But like I said, the reason I'm choosing Blender is because if I can learn the basics of Blender, it'll add to my overall like tool set. But like, if I could print this like cat in like pieces, I could print it basically in like, like fourths or something like that. And I could make it like 3 times as big. And it's like, it'd be a massive print, but it's like, I want to like learn Blender so I can like, fix these problems on my own. I want to do a candy mimic. That'd be cool. A candy mimic would be awesome. Send me the file. I'll print it huge on the H2D. You know what? According to the legal files on STLFlix, I don't think you're allowed to like hand the files over. So that's a legal no-go from the legal department over at STLFlix. So glad you showed this. I was considering printing this. Yes. Okay. So anyone else considering printing this? This thing is cute. Like if you want to give it to like your little cousin or whatever, this thing is cute. This thing is awesome. But like practically speaking, it's not holding much more than like a standard glue stick's worth of candy. And the hat will take forever. If you're doing multicolor for the hat, which honestly, if you're picking this print, you should be doing multicolor. The hat's going to take like 2.5 days, unless you really know how to pump up like your speed settings, which I must remind you, I am not an expert on like the speed settings within my printer software. I speed stuff up a little bit. I don't speed stuff up a lot. If you want a bigger printer, grab yourself a Prusa XL. Listen, Matt, maybe you weren't here for the beginning of the stream. I'm broke. Ain't got no money. I'm not actually broke. It's not like they don't pay me. I have a lot of stuff to save up for. And since I'm turning 30 this Thursday, I really gotta be like, yo, I gotta save money. I can't be spending money on whatever I want. I can't be spending money on whatever I want. I gotta save for like stuff eventually. It's like I had transmission trouble with my car. I need to start saving up for a car. So it's like I have to start limiting myself to like, 2 or 3 like, frivolous, quote unquote, large scale purchases for like the year. I just can't be doing it. The U1 is 270 by 270, 270. You're getting hooked. But if I print it for you, it might be a go around on the rules. Maybe I'll have our legal department check it out. Youngin'. That's not young. Turning 30 isn't young. Because guess what? The next milestone is 40, and like 40, no one is saying is young. So it's like, but when people say that, like, oh, like 20 is obviously young. 30 is like, you're not young. You're just there. It's like I'm 42. Yeah, 42 isn't old, but no one's saying it's young. That's my thing. It's like 30 is like what no one should be able to call you young at 30. You're just there. It's the age in which no one says anything. When you're like 20 something, people still say you're young. When you're 30 something, people say nothing. Then when you turn 40, mean people start calling you old. And it's like, you're not old. It's like, that's just another, and to me, 40 and 30, you get to say nothing on. That's just another part of life. And when you get to 50, you might be approaching OLD. You might be approaching OLD. It's all relative. I agree. I'm almost 54, and I can call you young. Yeah, it is a relative thing. It is a relative thing. I will say this, though. Going into 30, and I hate this cliche, I was messaging my professor earlier. I texted him, in fact, I'll just does not violate like any sort of like privacy thing. I want to see, can I show him anything? Okay, I want to see if I can like get the camera to focus on my texts. I said, I told my professor, I was like, hey, I'm about to turn 30. Any advice? He was like, I can't even take my own advice. No one has advice when you turn 30. And I was like, a lot of stuff has happened in my life over the last couple of years. So I'm just like, as much as I hate the cliche of like, oh, a new chapter in my life, because it's way too dang dramatic. It's like enough stuff has happened to where like, yeah, it kind of feels like life is forcing me into like a new chapter, which is why I'm like so like prudent on like, all right, let's get finances and stuff together. Let's start being a bit more responsible. This is the age in which like, especially with like the house now, it's like, bills now carry like a 4-digit minimum essentially instead of a 3-digit minimum. Like you break your arm, 4 digits, new air conditioner, 4 digits, new transmission or a new car, 4 to 5 digits. And it's like, the mistakes are bigger, so I have to like take them more seriously. Get off my lawn. I can't wait till I get to like get off my lawn stage. My whole family goes like really evenly salt and pepper, so like I can't wait to rock just like the evenly clean salt and pepper through the beard and hair. Once you have kids, you are no longer young. I'm at kid having age. I just haven't found myself in that situation yet. I'm 60. You're a baby to me. That's funny. Let's see. Turned 75 in August. Congratulations. Ouch. Someone said ouch. I'm closer to 100 than I am to 50. Don't scale that big. Don't scale the numbers up that big. I'm closer to 100 than I am to 50. That's to me, that's a little harsh. It's like you're just living your life. And that's what like I learn every year. It's like, oh, I think I'll just feel differently every year that I get older. Nope. It feels exactly, your 31st birthday will feel exactly like your like 30th essentially. It'll feel like the day before you turn 31 or whatever. It's just a day. It's like now when you turn around one day and it's like, wow, I lived a lot of life. That's when you like might start to feel like, you know, a few years or something, or like you get that first rotator cuff injury and you were just getting a box of pasta from like the top shelf, which happened to my professor, and I made fun of him for weeks for that. He had a rotator cuff injury. He was like, God, I'm getting old. And I was like, at first I tried to make him feel better. I was like, no, you're not old. And then he kept saying it, and then I just leaned into it. So I gave up. You're not old till all your ads are for mids. Yeah, I'm definitely not there yet. A lot of my ads are still for like I have the sense of humor of like a 14-year-old. So like a lot of my ads are still for like mobile games. Age isn't anything but a number. That's why I stopped counting at 21. All right. Perfect. I agree with you. Literally last week, my friend asked me, friend and business party, he was like, how old are you turning? And he was like joking, but like I literally forgot my age for a second. And I was literally about to say 25 because that's the last moment in which I worried about it. I was like, oh, I'm getting older, like blah, blah, like 25 is the next like milestone in my own head. And like straight up, I guess I just forgot that I lived like another like 5-6 years or whatever. So age is a number. Like it's, if you're not really paying attention to it, you don't even notice it. So let that be advice from Greg. Just live your life and keep doing what you want to do, and you'll barely feel those years. Advice: you have 10 to 15 years left to fully enjoy your body before it starts getting squirrely. Now, you say that, but I got out of bed this morning and it felt like my foot was like caved in. Like I had to do serious stretches to get my foot limbered up again. No, I've already had like that first bout of like, man, I need to start stretching when I get out of bed now instead of just getting up and letting my dog out. How the filament faithful tonight. We're doing good, man. We're doing good. We're talking about getting older. I'm turning 30 this Thursday. We showed off the cat print that we talked about last week. We might be choosing another Halloween print. Halloween's not here yet. We still got a whole month. October 31st. You're only as old as you feel, but when you stop feeling, you're old. I like that quote. In fact, you've earned a star, my friend. I'm starring that comment. I feel no different than when I was at 20. Same. I know my decision-making processes have changed, but like in terms of me as a person, I don't feel like I've changed. Like, once again, too much information. I went on a date and like, you ever just not know how to talk about yourself, like at all? Like, oh, how would you say your 20s have been? Like, describe like, you know, like how was like post high school or whatever for you. I don't know. It's all a blur. I don't know what happened. You could remove like age like 19 through like 27, and other than graduating college, I have no clue what happened. I was on autopilot. I'm 21 with 39 years of experience. Man, put that on the resume. Then I'm 110. I'm not saying your body's perfect now, but guess what? This is as young as you'll ever be again. Oh my gosh, that sounded so bad. I know you probably meant it to be like positive, but I'm telling you, it sounded the exact opposite. This is as young as you'll ever be again. And it's like, okay, that hurts a little bit, but I know you mean well. Okay, so turning 30, it's not like it's related to the age thing, but good enough segue as any. I want to start learning Blender. Does anyone know a good course or a good book I can use to start learning Blender? If you weren't tuning in or you weren't listening earlier in the stream, the reason I want to start learning Blender is because of issues with just like with the cat. Add to stage, hang on. All right, yeah. Just like here, I want to be able to like fix these small issues. Like I want to be able to like bisect this cat and like cut it into fourths and print it like as individual pieces and just like slide it together as a puzzle and just super glue it together. You know, like solving stuff like that. I'm not experienced enough with Blender enough to know how to like perfectly design something to exact dimensions to be able to fit it together like a puzzle piece, or be able to design my own stuff. Like right now, I have a bathroom that like I really don't have a good way to like organize, like, you know, toothbrushes, combs and stuff like that. And like STLFlix has like a hang on, it was here somewhere, has like an organizer like on their front page, and I was like, well, that doesn't look hard. That doesn't look hard to design. Or maybe I'm just way too positive with my outlook. But it's like, there's like, that's not it. What was it? It was organizer. Organizer. That's close. Give me a second. All right, hang on. It should be this hard. Last 30 days. Yeah, I could have sworn it was on like the front. I don't know, maybe they took it down. But essentially, really simple stuff like this. It's like, this does not look like it took very long to like build in Blender. And maybe they use a different program, but I want to learn how to do this stuff. So when I encounter a simple problem, or let's say I want to create like a fridge magnet, something very simple mechanically, I can go in and do it like on a weekend as like a side project. And then that's more content for the stream, more content for you guys. And hey, maybe I can make my own maker chip eventually. That's a thing. You know, you're getting old when the candles cost more than the cake. Oh no. Oh, that's sad. Oh my gosh, why do people make a big deal about Blender? Put your stuff in it and push pulse a few times. No, not a physical Blender. This software Blender, like, you know, like 3ds Max type stuff. Yeah, Blender can do that. And the reason I'm choosing Blender is that Blender has like other modes. You can use it for like artwork, and then you can also use it for like animation. And there's been a lot of stuff like at work where it's just like, oh, that would be a really simple animation if I know the concept of animations, I know how to animate, but I don't know the mechanics of 3D animation. And it's like, I like to stick to one core software. So it's like I already do with DaVinci. So if I can have like another program that lets me like do 3D art, 3D modeling, and like animation work and stuff like that, and rigging and all that, I would love to have just two master pieces of software I can work through with that. So it's like, that's why I'm choosing Blender. I know that Nico from Nico Industries teaches it. I only know Fusion. I looked at Blender and it looked alien to me. My grandson has offered to teach me to use Blender. He uses it to develop video games. That's the other thing. Blender is like completely free, and you can use it for like game design. I may create like a simple, like I'd love to create like a 3D chess game like in Blender, because that seems really easy. Yes, Greg Makerchip. It'd be a little symbol of my face, but like flattened, 2D stylized, with a cap, headphones, and glasses, and like my like goatee beard combo. Blender is easy once you use it for a few years. Exactly. Well, I imagine it's just like editing software. It's really confusing when you look at it, but you know, give it about a year of constant use, and like it's easy. But like all like the when it comes to editing, and I assume it's the same for like any sort of like technical artwork, is that there's a difference between knowing how to use a program and then knowing how to create something good with it. And then there's also a level that's like, okay, are you good enough to be fast with it? I want to hurry up and be fast with it, but first I got to get good with it, which means first I got to get decent with it, which means I got to learn, like, you know, extrude, bevel, how to make things perfectly to size, like, you know, key shortcuts and stuff like that, just so I can really just learn it like the back of my hands. And I am good at learning new pieces of software, but I need the initial like framework. Like, I say this all the time, like I didn't like college, but I needed college to learn what I know now, because I needed the basic framework to build off of to get to the point where I am now. So I need like a rough school. I need like a rough, like structured program that teaches you like, hey, here's how to work everything. Here's like basic stuff. Let's do a simple project. And then it builds on top of like what you learned and stuff like that. I was busy making a clip of his reaction to my last comment, and I came back to stream, and he still had it up. He didn't even like get rid of it. Once you invest an entire elf's lifespan of training, Blender is doable. It shouldn't be that hard. By the way, what clip did you make of me? What clip did you make of me? I don't know much about it, but I checked one thing about it, and it uses CUDA for rendering cycles. I have a 3090 in my computer, so it should be able to do it. I don't have like the 50 series because I'm not made of money like that. The 40 series like notoriously just was not in stock, and it was also crazy expensive. So I'll probably get a 50 series card when the 60 series like cards come out. So I'll make like a 2-generation jump from there, and I'll probably have to, good Lord, I'm probably gonna have to upgrade my power supply. I'll take half my computer apart. That's gonna be terrible. Flat, make it 3D face raised off the chip. Well, you know what? I like the way you think. I like the way you think, Builders Mark. I'm giving that a star. At first I didn't like that idea, and then I was like, well, yeah, okay. I see the upsides of it. I know you mentioned a book, but there's a lot of free Blender courses out there. But are they good Blender courses? Because I also picked up like a book that taught you like After Effects, and it had a bunch of projects, but the projects didn't like link together very well. I need a continuous step course where like each project involves the skills you made in the previous course so I can continuously learn them. Then after about 5 or 6 projects, I've gotten like the finger rhythm, like key movements, key bindings or whatever, down to like physical memory. And like to the point where like I've learned it enough to where I could teach someone else, you know, extremely rudimentary area or whatever it is. But like, if you know something, you should be able to teach it to someone else. I want to get to that level. But in my experience, not every book you find on Amazon, even if it's tailored for that, is like a good example of it. Do the donut tutorial, rite of passage for Blender. I did do the donut tutorial when I was back in high school, I believe. A 3090 is wonderful for things like Blender. The 50 series are dropping in price already, and the supers are coming out sooner than folks think. When I bought my 3090, I remember just being like, this is so relaxing because the 40 series were already out by the time I bought my 3090 used, because that was right after everyone finally got off of like the mining thing. So like my 3090 was used for mining, and like they took really good care of it. I risked it basically on Amazon, and I was like, I guess I'll buy it. I guess I'll risk it. And turned out it was great. It was in great condition. I popped it in. It gave me like a small like glitching error, but then I just reset the settings on the card and it worked perfectly. It's never given me an issue. So yeah, I can't wait to upgrade my PC again, except for all of the cable management. Like those people who say like, oh, building a computer is like adult Legos. No, Legos were never that frustrating. 50 series is ho-hum. AMD 7900 XT and 9070s are better bang for the buck. I agree with that. I think Team Red has always been a better bang for the buck, but unfortunately, because I use so much editing software and I bounce back and forth between like Adobe products that use like a ton of like that can choose when they so deem it necessary to use like a ton of my graphics card or like 120% of my CPU, I get a lot more like software adaptations and like optimizations from Team Green that I'm hesitant to move away from because, you know, I'm afraid what it'll do to like my workflow. If I was just a gamer, I'd go Team Red in a second because I don't really use ray tracing. Ray tracing is getting more commonplace anyway, so Team Red will be catching up. But I'm afraid of what it'll do to my workflow, so I'm just not risking it with Team Red for now. If I get, oh, that's actually my professor messaging me now. Yeah, if I have a secondary computer just for like streaming or just for gaming, yeah, I'll go Team Red for that one. One of the big problems with Blender is they keep changing it. It makes it so that many learning resources out there go out of date super fast. Okay, yeah, that is a problem. Okay, well, I guess I'll have to like speed run it in like 3 weekends or something like that, and just continuously give myself projects and learn it as fast as I can. Because DaVinci is the same way. DaVinci, like, learning it is like really rough, and then when they do updates, sometimes they're big updates, and like the entire way you animate something is incredibly like different, and then sometimes they walk back previous updates, so it's like it's really confusing. And like sometimes you have to like change like how much resources is used within the software to get like the desired results that you want. So yeah, I understand that. Oh, that's rough. Are there YouTube channels that, well, I know the answer is yes. Are there YouTube channels that teach Blender in that structured way I talked about? Because if they do, post the link or give me the @ of the YouTuber so I can start learning. I just built a new PC a few months ago, went all AMD, Ryzen 7 7700X. These graphics cards, they got to start giving them like more marketable names. I know the number system is like working, so you can tell obviously 8 is better than 7, but like this is getting hard. And a 7800 XT, 32 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM. What does my 3090 have? It's, I really can't remember how much VRAM my 3090 has. It's more than enough though. I haven't, even with the newest Monster Hunter, I played on like max settings. I haven't been able to max it out. Lego, you don't yell at. Yeah, fair enough. Because NVIDIA works for more than just gaming. Yeah. You know Red Dad Steve? I do not. Is he... Let me try to look that up. Red Dad Steve. Retired software engineer. Okay. Learning CAD. Does he have a YouTube channel? Jeff's 3D Corner. All right, before I click on a link that I have no idea where I'm going to, tell me more about this Red Dad Steve. My 7800 XT GPU has 16 gigabytes of VRAM. Yeah, I wish I could go Team Red, but like I'm afraid what it'll do when I don't have those optimizations from NVIDIA. Even though it seems like every other update, the graphic drivers update from NVIDIA crashes my performance either in gaming or in editing. So like I go into like the GeForce Now or whatever it is, and I change the drivers from studio to gaming whenever, like, you know, I'm having like a gaming night with the boys. And then I go and play Monster Hunter with them, and then, you know, next morning during work I change my drivers back. And it feels like every time they update the core software, my computer just crashes 2 or 3 times in a row until they put out another small patch update and then it fixes it. So, I mean, to sum it up, both companies, all software companies annoy me. Last PC had a GTX 970. Wow, that is far back. That's an LTT original. You'll recognize Steve if you click on any of the STL sites. Let's see. Oh, he's got a cool like OG Sonic. Oh, okay. I'd love a Sonic. I might have to save this maker. Can I save this entire person? Yeah, I'll just add it to my collection. Anime. Well, I'll add it to anime. It's not anime, but I'll add it there. Ooh, they have Obelix too. Okay, I might have to print some of his stuff. This stuff looks extremely smooth. I like that. The Great Gazoo. I should print that for my mom. She used to love the Flintstones with the Great Gazoo. Kazoo or Gazoo? Gazoo. Okay. He's a very well-known designer that is really good at making models that all the different colors can be printed separately. I wonder, can I flex my Polymaker badge and be like, hey, can you teach me Blender? Let's see. RDS is amazing. You can follow me. Oh, that's work. Okay. He does it all in Blender, and he has Discord. He has Discord that people can ask questions if you like that type of information. Him, I meant. Okay, I can follow. Oh, duh. The big green follow button right next there. Okay. Yeah, he has some high. That looks extremely high quality. Okay, you know what? What's my next? Does anyone? You know what? Let's have the next model be from Great Gazoo. Let's try that. Let's see what else he's got. What do I want to print like this week? Hopefully something that is not at. Ooh, the bike from Akira. Let's see. Collections, 3D models in total. They never had a classic Shadow. They never had a classic Shadow. Let's see. Porky Pig is a favorite. Scooby-Doo is awesome. Oh, original Dr. Robotnik. Oh, how long does this one take? A full day. Okay, that's not that bad. That's not that bad. I thought that was gonna be a lot worse. Oh, that's cool. I have a shelf full. Have you printed any of Bearded Printer's floppy models? I did back when I first started, but I gotta be honest. Sorry, Bearded Printer. I know you're probably in the chat. I have only printed one of your models. In fact, let's do Bearded Printer right now. Bearded Printer. Maybe this week's print will be dedicated to you. Bearded Printer. Printables Maker World. All right. Canadian flag. This is America. We ain't doing no Canadian flag. Let's see. Let's see. Let's just look through all your models, man. Oh, he's got an American flag. He's got an American flag. Okay, that's cool. Floppy donut. Spool clicker. Okay, which... Ooh. Bearded Printer. Have I been sleeping? Have I been sleeping on your models, man? Ugh, candy corn. Gross. Who here likes candy corn? I'm convinced no one likes candy corn. And like people buy it because they think other people like candy corn. In reality, I don't think anyone likes candy corn. It's a cute model. But that being said, no one likes candy corn. No one likes candy corn. I have all these colors too. Raises hand. You can put that hand back down, mister. You can put that hand right back down. You do not like, you convinced yourself you like candy corn? You don't like candy corn. Name one flavor that candy corn has that isn't just corn syrup. Tell me that. What flavor is candy corn? I can eat it. I do not like it. See? You're among the sane people. You're among the sane people, Polymorph. I'd like to learn to use an airbrush. Me too, man. The pumpkins are only slightly better. No. The pumpkins are not slightly better. They all taste like burnt sugar. They taste like they tried to do a marshmallow flavor, which I don't even like marshmallow flavor. They taste like they tried to do a marshmallow flavor and burnt it. That's what they all taste like. I like the sugar buzz you get from candy corn because it's nothing but sugar. It is condensed like Caro syrup. That's what it is. It's like tiny boiled down condensed Caro syrup painted white, orange, and yellow. That's what candy corn is. I'm okay with candy corn. I wouldn't shut the door on my neighbor's face because of it. I would lose friendships if people started offering me candy corn. What's wrong with corn syrup? When the other option, oh my gosh, my dog, Molly. So what's wrong with corn syrup? When you have sugar, why corn syrup? It is the inferior version. Corn syrup is the inferior version of sugar. I don't know how I'm handling my computer right now with my dog. but she wanted attention, so she's up here too now. It's corn flavor, of course. It is not corn flavor. It is not corn flavor. I like black licorice. Get out. Get out of this stream right now. Black licorice is like the base of all medicine. It tastes like medicine because that's medicine's origin. All medicine is linked back to black licorice. No one likes black licorice. You can't do it. You can't do it. You can't do it. All right, Molly, you gotta. I gave you attention, and the stream's almost over. I will let you into the backyard in a few minutes. Greg, what's up, Tech Jeeper? Why are you? You're lucky you're a cute schnauzer, because you were really getting on my nerves right now. I do like the Mary Jane peanut butter things and the wax paper. No, see, all right. So you know what? During the, you know what? When's the Halloween stream? Is there a Halloween stream? Let's see. October 31st. What does that land on? Okay, October 31st is a Friday. Come the next Monday. What is that? November 3rd. We're gonna talk about the best candy. We're gonna have like a tier list. We're gonna do a tier list of the best candy. And I promise you, this is getting F tier. I promise you this is getting F tier. So now we know what to print and send Greg. Do not send me candy corn. Do not send me candy corn. Do not. That's a ban. Yeah, you're banned. What is that? What is that content creator? Queso? Yeah, you're banned. Get out of here. Black licorice? Terrible. You want to know how terrible it is? The fact that red licorice isn't even licorice. Licorice only comes in black. The red licorice is just Twizzlers or something. It's strawberry flavored candy that is chewy in the shape of a traditional licorice stick. That's how you know it's bad. You can't make any other flavors from it. It's just awful. The star of the show just showed up. No, she's not the star of the show. She's an impatient pup that wants to be pet. I like black licorice. Get out of here. You're banned. That's a perma banned. I'm gonna have Joel track you down. Joel should be back from the trade show by now. I'm gonna have Joel like set your status on Discord lower. Well, now we know Greg isn't a Jaeger fan. All right, hang on. I don't like it that it's licorice flavored, but I like it that it's not alcohol flavored. All alcohol tastes like terrible, except for whiskey, which I admit is a very much grown on me type of flavor. It is not naturally good tasting, but I more so like it for the fact that Jaeger doesn't taste like alcohol. Remember dots on paper. Oh, Jaeger. I admit Jaeger bombs are not that bad, but that's more so because they just aren't alcohol. More takes. TM with Greg. Mary Jane's and Bit O Honey are the best. Oh my gosh. Hates. Chris Priya hates candy corn too. It's the bottom tier of candy. Name one candy that is like worse. Name one candy. Name one popular candy that is worse than candy corn. Shut up, I love my Twizzlers. Nah, what you're gonna have to do is challenges that force you to eat those candies. Oh, no. Here's the other part. They get stuck on your molars. It's like a guaranteed thing to the dentist. And you know from last stream that I'm really not trying to go back to the dentist right now. I paid off half that bill just because I didn't feel like parting ways with all that money on something I'm still mad about. For those of you who do not know, last stream, I spent probably 15 to 20 minutes on a rant about how I got sent a bill that was too large because my insurance company didn't want to pay for a simple cleaning. Joel is too busy gallivanting across the country with his BFF, Sam Prentice. Whiskey is just corn mash. Ergo, Greg likes corn syrup. No, I do not like corn syrup. Corn mash is like, it's the precursor. It's before you like twist the evil out of it. Like the evil is like corn syrup is the evil you get from like condensing the corn mash into a syrup. Generic Tootsie Rolls. You know what? I actually don't know what flavor generic Tootsie Rolls are supposed to be. Aren't they supposed to be like chocolate? In fact, what flavor are Tootsie Rolls. Combines a balanced cocoa taste with subtle fruit flavors. You know what? This is an AI overview. We are not trusting AI overview. We're gonna go to a real trustworthy site, like Wikipedia. It's a chocolate taffy. It does not taste like chocolate. It has chocolate in it. Doesn't taste like chocolate though. Let's see. It was the first penny candy to be wrapped in America. Honestly, I don't know how Tootsie Rolls are still in production either. I don't know a single person who's like, you have any Tootsie Rolls? I would love a Tootsie Roll. I've never heard a single person refer positively to a Tootsie Roll. So you know what? Based on that fact alone, Tootsie Rolls might be worse. Because at least I see people who like candy corn. I just vehemently disagree with them. I don't see anyone being like, I like Tootsie Rolls. Like even me, I don't hate them, but I don't like them. So I think on that merit, Tootsie Rolls alone are worse. Reese's, get out of here. Reese's anything are like, I don't even like peanut butter like that. But like Reese's is just a good candy. You get out of here. I could never get behind Bit O Honey. What is this? That's twice now in chat. Bit O Honeys. This is a flashback to the first episode where I just looked up everything for the entire Bit O Honey. I've seen these before. When I was like a kid in middle school, I saw these. My grandparents had like a candy bowl full of these. I never tried them. Do they just taste like honey? I like honey. AI overview, which is frequently wrong. Retro-sized, bite-sized candy, chewy, individually wrapped with honey and almond flavor. That doesn't sound bad. Whoever just said I could never get behind it, you may be in the minority on this one. Those orange peanut things are worse than candy corn. Ew, those soft, foamy, like those things that look like they should be packing peanuts but aren't. Orange peanut candies. They had the consistency of packing foam. Ew. Circus peanuts. Tell me that right now. Enlarge. Image a new tab. Tell me that is not what you find in the bottom of your Amazon 2-day delivery. That's not edible. Look at that. That's styrofoam. Any candy with coconut. It's just not okay in my book. I love coconut, but I understand why people don't. The texture of like any coconut, in my opinion, is not great. I love coconut though. I love the texture of it, but I get why people don't like it. So you're allowed to have that opinion that personally, I think is wrong, but it's whatever. Circus peanuts are basically just the great stuff expanding construction foam. Yep. Spongy peanut-shaped banana-flavored marshmallows. I don't even know what they taste like. I literally chewed one once and found that my teeth could not chew through one, and I was like, this doesn't seem like something that should be entering my body. Mind you, the first time I tasted them when I was like 8. Can't get an 8-year-old to eat candy? Overweight 8-year-old to like eat candy? You know it's bad. The flavored Tootsie Rolls go so... They have flavored Tootsie Rolls? Tootsie Rolls? What flavors do they come in? Are you talking about these Tootsie Fruit Chews? I remember those. I do remember those. I liked the orange one and the pink one. Drop one in a pool and everyone they do look terrible. That's a terrible looking candy. I like Tootsie Roll Pops when I was a kid. Tootsie Roll Pops were amazing. The flavored ones, not the original Tootsie Roll Pop, where it's that same weird chocolatey caramel whatever flavor. Bit of honey will ruin your dental work. I do like Coffee Crisp though. Okay, well this is the episode where Greg learns about a ton of different candy. Coffee? I love coffee. Coffee Crisp. Oh, this is the most boring looking candy. It may taste good. I don't know. This design says I was made in the 50s. That's exactly what this design says. But these candies that haven't changed their logo at all probably still have the original PNG file. They're good. They stuck around for a reason. They're probably good enough to never change the recipe. Those are so nasty. They're just honey. Okay, so for the people who don't like the Bit O honeys, because I've never tasted them before, what's wrong with them? I like honey and I like almonds. And I like both of those core flavors. And I can imagine them mixed together is not, I imagine them both together is like good. What don't you, do you not like the almond place of it? Do you not like the honey part of it? Do you not like it that it's so close to just being honey and then it's ruined by something that they call almond? Like, be more specific. I have a coffee crisp right now. Do you like dip these in coffee? Like, are they a coffee cookie, meaning they're meant to be eaten with coffee? Or does it taste like coffee? Jealous. Shooting star, you never get a free sucker in your life was a lie. Elephant peanuts? Ew. Didn't we already look that up? Or they just, is that a different candy? Am I having a stroke? How do you spell elephant? Elephant peanuts. No, I guess it's not well, no, that's just a candy. Yeah, I think you're just referring to circus peanuts. Yeah, terrible candy, terrible. Those are earplugs? Yeah, okay, so I go swimming, and so I wear like, music when I go swimming, but you're traditionally supposed to like wear these with like earplugs. These little things look like the ear things you stuff in your ear to keep water out of them. That's what these things look like. And something tells me that it would probably take about a half hour for it to dissolve in chlorinated water, which tells me all I need to know. You shouldn't be putting that. You should not be putting that in your body. Where do you stand on Peeps? I believe Peeps are not that bad of a candy. I just don't care for marshmallow. And Peeps are at their base a marshmallow. So I just don't care for them. I don't think they're gross though. I think they're just not my thing. Let's all agree that they're horrible candies and they're not Reese's. I'll agree with that. You get my agreeance. You get out right now. That's funny. Let's see. Canadian Smarties are the GOAT. Canadian candy's like good. In fact, most non-American candies are actually pretty good. Simply because, like, once again, they typically use like more agreeable ingredients and like for some reason are not afraid of sugar and try to use like Karo syrup or corn syrup. But I think corn syrup is like cheaper to make than to utilize like whatever it takes to make like white sugar or something like that. But no, white sugar tastes better than corn syrup. All right, so Canadian candies, in my opinion, will taste better. Canadian Smarties. Smarties from Canada. Smarties. I'm paper. Je suis une papier. Is that right? That's French, right? From the French Canadian colonies or whatever. Coffee flavored chocolate. I'm not a fan of that. Not coffee flavored chocolate. I like chocolate flavored coffee. I think it's called mocha though. Bit O honey are inedible without taking a perfectly healthy tooth. Were they that bad? All right, so maybe everyone's eating them wrong. If it's a taffy, you're supposed to suck on it. Like, you're really not supposed to chew it until you've gotten past the first initial I don't know what you want to call it, oxidized layer. Like, the initial layers are really hard. You gotta soften it. Are you going to go out after stream and get a bunch of candies to try them all out? I will not. I will not. You know what? If I could get Joel to do it with me. Joel doesn't live in Houston though. That if I lived anywhere near Joel would have to have a restraining order against me because I'd be running to him with streaming ideas. I'd be like, you want to gather at your house and try a bunch of candy? He would not like me in 2 months. Bit O honey are good if you like Mary Jane's or marzipan. What is marzipan? That's a dessert, right? Marzipan. All that's coming up is in my head is that old cartoon Chowder. Marzipan City. It's a confection consisting primarily of sugar and almond meal. All right, they're not winning me over on that description. All right, well, that just doesn't look like anything. Well, I imagine it tastes pretty good then. It's a coffee flavored chocolate bar. Okay, it's a coffee flavored chocolate bar. Okay, well, I'm not. People don't tend to do artificial coffee flavors well. They tend to taste really bad. They made like coffee M&Ms like years ago, like over a decade ago. They did not taste good. So that's what I'm basing my judgment off of. Well, Jedi Spidey, you can, the exit stream button is like right there. You can click to a new tab. You don't have to go home, but you got to get out of here. You can't stay here with ideas like that. Those are dangerous opinions. So I have a weird thing with marshmallows. I absolutely adore the smell. I don't know why. I love the smell of marshmallows. Like if there's like a candle at like Bath and Body Works or Bath and Beyond, whatever, I will get it if it smells like marshmallow. Because you know why? Marshmallow is literally just sugar and like a hint of vanilla. If you don't like marshmallow, you just don't like the smell of like baking and sugar and stuff. Like a basic like homemade marshmallow smell is always amazing. It always smells great. But if you're not in the mood to smell intense sugar, it can be a bit sickening. But like when you look at like the recipe, I'm sorry to bring it back up. When you look at the recipe for like a homemade like marshmallow, it's literally just gelatin and sugar like whipped together to form a structure and then chilled with like a hint of like vanilla, like vanilla extract in it or vanilla bean paste. My sister likes Peeps after they've sat out until they get hard. Man, you guys are out here losing teeth. These Bit-O Honeys, these like rotisserie, these Tootsie Pops and everything. You guys are out here losing teeth. Except Chinese candy. A friend from China gave me some. So gross. Well, maybe it's just a completely different culture. Because like candy from like Mexico, like usually has like a spiciness to it. And I'm allergic to anything spicy. I have no tolerance and I'm allergic to it. So it's like, I really don't like candy from like Mexico just because the culture there has a completely different like version of what we think candy is supposed to be. Like to Americans, candy is nothing but sweet and things that pair well with sweet. But like in other countries, it may be like, hey, like mochi's a thing. Like what if we just mashed rice into a stretchy ball and then like powdered it with sugar? And it's like, I don't think I like that texture for anything. And it's like, well, that's our candy. US candy is like, how close can we get to poison and still pass FDA? I agree with that, Tech Cheaper. US candy is just like, how small do we have to make the print to fit all of the ingredients in the back of the bar? Yep. C'est français is what I think how that's pronounced. TJ knows. They never soften and never dissolve. Get off the shift button, man. We hear you. I'm actually eating the round tart Smarties right now. I love Smarties. In fact, that's probably the candy I break down and get once a year. Every year I get like a bag of like traditional Hershey's just because I like that. I may get like a Cadbury cream egg and then like I'll get like Smarties or something like that. And then like for my like guest bowl, when I have people around during the holidays, I will have mini M&Ms because hot take, mini M&Ms are the correct ratio of chocolate and candy hard shell. York peppermint patties are wonderful if you're in the mood for it. Sometimes York peppermint patties taste more like Crest toothpaste than they do a candy. And if you're not ready for it, it ruins your day. It's like what was that old commercial? What would you do to get a York peppermint patty? And like it flashes to him on a mountaintop, and it's like, that's true. It's way too powerful. There's way too much like menthol or whatever it is in it. And it's like if you're not ready for it, it's too much. The Girl Scout cookies version is like an acceptable amount. The Thin Mints, because it's not so much of that intense like mint cream in it. Get the Girl Scout cookies, the Thin Mints. They are superior in terms of like mint to chocolate ratio. Bitter Honey are like Nokia. They're like the Nokia phones of candy. Top 3 right there for me. One of the main reasons why they use corn syrup is because it's missing the one little thing that tells our body when we've had enough sugar. All right, This is me with no research, but I knew it. I buy the H-E-B, which is a big grocery store here in Texas. You'll love it if you've ever been to one. I buy the natural cane sugar sodas, and I swear, when I get the regular sodas, I want 2 or 3 sodas. I get a natural cane sugar soda from H-E-B, and I only want 1. I don't know why I want 2 and 3 Cokes, but when I get like the natural sugar, like orange soda or whatever it is, I only want 1 of them, and my craving's gone. I'm siding with you, and I admit I have not done any research as to that. Mary Jane's like molasses? I don't remember. Let's look it up. Mary. All right, we got to be careful because Mary Jane is another word for something else that should not be shown on stream. Mary Jane candy. Well, I don't want it to show the candy version of what I don't want it to show. All right, we're just going to risk it. And if it said, okay. God, that was close. I'm glad it showed what I wanted. Okay. I've seen these before. In my opinion, these look like World War II rations. These are not a modern candy at all. Look at this. Oh my gosh. This probably costs more money to keep it looking like this than to just update the thing. That is a pack of MREs. That is not a candy. That's MREs. That's like chewing tobacco or something. That's a terrible looking candy. So what is it supposed to be? It is supposed to be molasses and peanut butter? I don't know about that. That may be a little bit too sickeningly sweet. But the peanut butter could help round it out. I don't know. I don't know. That's a couple of flavors I've never thought about combining. Plus, the whole corn subsidies thing. Yeah, U.S. likes to pay our farmers to grow more corn. Let's see. Yep. Y'all keep talking Mary Jane's. That's an entirely different meaning here in Michigan. That's what I was afraid of when I hit enter. I was like, I really hope nothing pops up that I don't want to pop up. Toasted marshmallow smell is awesome. Campfire marshmallow, I agree. But I don't keep my marshmallow flavored candles like burning longer than 30 minutes because it's too much sweet in the air. It makes me feel like I just ate a bowl of sugar. Can't do it. It smells great, but I only burn it for a very limited amount of time. Chocolate covered coffee beans are good in small amounts. They start getting overwhelming. I got hooked on these when I still worked as a lifeguard at the YMCA. A friend came in and she had just visited, I don't know, some state, and she came with like this unmarked bag of candies, and they were like weird. Like they didn't look like chocolate covered raisins, which I'm also a huge fan of. And she was like, "Oh, try them." And I was like, "What is that?" Because I was like, it very much could have been something I shouldn't have been consuming. And I was like, "What is that?" And she was like, "Oh, they're chocolate covered coffee beans." I was like, "You can eat coffee beans?" I was like, "I thought we just grind them and make them into coffee, like strain hot water through them and make coffee." She's like, "No, you can eat a coffee bean. It's just the pit of a cherry. Technically, you can." A type of like berry or cherry, you can eat them. So I ate them, and I desperately needed to go brush my teeth afterwards, but like you can get like a caffeine hit from that, but it is a nice pleasant snack. It is great. I do like chocolate covered coffee beans, but they get stuck all up in your teeth. Japan has some cool snacks. I want to visit there one day, but like I can't do the flight. Can't do it. Different Kit Kats. They are the king of different colored Kit Kats, apparently, from the podcast that I watch. Raw red jalapenos. You're one more comment away from me telling you to get out of the stream, man. Now this is a stay on topic, man. From the man who has ADHD, stay on topic. We're talking about candies, not ripe peppers. Koreans eat hot dog meat, so it's a different thing. Let's see. I make my own kimchi. I make my own kimchi too. All right, you know what? You just negated that negative comment earlier. We're back on good terms. I also make my own kimchi. I just gotta make sure I don't explode the glass container I keep it in when I'm fermenting it. Smarties are the best. Y'all talking candy, and I can't eat anything. Have been able to eat all day. Killing me, Smalls. Why haven't you been able to eat anything, Tech Jeeper? It's not good. Feed your body. Love your body. No, only giant M&M peanuts are right. Regular M&M peanuts are perfect as well. Because like they don't have as much chocolate in them because they have the peanut in the center. But like in terms of just chocolate to candy shell ratio, mini M&Ms are the way to go. This is hilarious. I thought that was what would you do for Klondike bar? Is it? I thought York peppermint patties had like because I made fun of it like on Family Guy. Because the guy got stranded on top of a mountain and he like resorted to cannibalism, blah, 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 all that stuff. But like I could have sworn that was a campaign that I swear I've seen before in person. What would you do for a Klondike bar? Yeah, okay. Well, I may be right. I may be wrong. I like to picture Polymaker Nick asking, what did you talk about on stream, Greg? Candy and candy adjacent food projects. I mean, I tell people at the office that my stream usually starts with 3D printing stuff and then it quickly gets off. It quickly gets off into like my own personal interest in whatever's funny. But I like to think that's what you guys come here for. I've never seen them not in orange/black wrappers. Yeah, ready to what? RME? You mean MREs? Meals ready to eat? Timu Taffy. Milk chocolate is not real chocolate. Dark is real. I don't know how I feel about this. As an American, I love milk chocolate, but I also acknowledge that dark chocolate is like a more refreshing flavor of chocolate that doesn't immediately make you need milk/water. It's like dark chocolate is superior for most applications, but sometimes you just want that Cadbury or Hershey's, depending on what country you're in, because sometimes I don't like the citric acid that's in Hershey's bar, depending on what country you're in. You just want that milk chocolate, like 50% sugar, 50% cocoa powder. Candied citrus peel is to die for. I've heard of this. I've never tried it. I've heard of it though. Mythical Kitchen on YouTube with Chef Josh is pretty great to watch. I don't watch Rhett and Link anymore. I only watch Mythical Kitchen. Celebrity interviews with their last meal. Yep. I watch each and every one of their episodes. I use Fido jars to make kimchi. They release pressure. They don't crack or explode. I use like I don't know if they have a name, but like they're a type of mason jar that comes like a special cap with like, I guess you could say like a vacuum seal, like port on the top of it. So I vacuum out the air like every couple of days as like the CO2 builds in it. So that's how I let mine ferment. And I just, after like a couple days of fermenting, I stick it in the fridge and let it finish. Dark chocolate is disgusting. I don't agree, but I understand your viewpoint. Like, especially like, I feel like the big thing with like chocolate is like when people want chocolate, they want the sugary sweet like chocolate that came from their childhood. The thing is, you have to think of dark chocolate as a completely different animal. You can't think of them as like, you know, two versions of the same thing. It's like they're not. The taste profile is completely different. It's like the difference between like, oh, I like my Starbucks Frappa cold whatever with 8 pumps of vanilla cream and whatever, and then like a person saying, oh, I like a regular cup of coffee. It's like one's a coffee flavored thing and the other one is coffee. It's like they're very different. It's like chocolate flavored chocolate product. Oh no, I love cocoa. Like it's different. You know what's worse than candy corn? Advent calendar chocolate. Okay, I get one almost every year as like a family tradition. So I agree with you. The chocolate is always low quality, but like I'm still gonna spend like the $2 to get an advent calendar every year, just because like it's a little something just to sweeten the holidays a little bit more. There's nothing like at like 8-9 p.m. or something, you're like, oh my gosh, I forgot to eat my little bit of poor quality chocolate, and you eat it and you swear 80% of it is still stuck on your molars afterwards because it's so low quality. It's just tradition. It's not a good tasting tradition, but it's tradition. Tradition nostalgia. Yeah, you eat that advent calendar chocolate, and you're gonna need like a pressure washer to get it off your molars. Depends on the percentage on the dark chocolate label. Anything over 80% is typically used for cooking and not eating. I agree. 70% is a good sweet spot, especially for certain types of desserts or having with good red wine or port. Okay, so I got an 82 or 86% like dark chocolate bar. What I did was I got a thing of like frozen mixed berries from like Sam's Club or Costco, whatever you want to call it. And I used like my Ninja Creamy to like make it into like a sorbet. And then I broke off big chunks of the super dark chocolate and like broke it off into the Ninja Creamy and like mixed it in. So like, you know, all the sweetness that comes from the berries, the sweet and tartness gets offset with like the subtle, more bitter, like chocolatey notes of the dark chocolate. So I like myself like a nice, healthy, like a sorbet, like chocolate treat. But that's what I do with like chocolate that's that strong. Wait, no, we're 3D printers. You can print your own advent calendars. Yes, they have the chocolate 3D printer that Pezliz told me actually existed, and I straight up doubted her. You can 3D print your own advent calendars and put your own chocolate treats in there. Yeah, but like some about that little $1 chocolate, man. Something about it. Cocoa press it. Oh, good Lord. But yeah, it like. Oh my gosh, we're almost at an hour and a half. I gotta go let my dog out. Yeah, okay. So before we stream, guys, go ahead and drop me any links of like any solid, like I guess like tutorials that you've seen with like Blender, or I don't know, ask your friends, ask your family. Hey, Greg needs some help. He doesn't know what he's doing in Blender. He asked like 30 people on stream, like, help me out, and we owe it to him. We owe it to our guy at Polymaker to give him a good course for stuff, because who knows, maybe Greg will make his own maker chip by this time next year, and he'll have like 3 or 4 good designs out. Who knows? But yeah, go ahead and drop it in the Discord. Drop it to where your whispers are blocked on Discord. What does that mean? Drop it to where your whispers are blocked on Discord? I don't know what that means, Aggro. I don't know what that means. Retype it so I can understand what you mean. What are whispers on Discord? Oh, I tried to whisper you and it's blocked. Oh yeah. I'm like the king of not optimizing my Discord. I set up the account and I literally just did nothing with it, and I just game with my friends. Let me go take a look at all my like DMs and stuff, because now I start to get DMs from people, because I'm like streamer famous with these massive following of 25 people on my stream. But yeah, let me go take a look at it, and you can go ahead and resend it to me. Give me like 3 minutes after I get off the stream. I started my first full build plate print on my KD +4 just now. I don't think I'll be able to sleep tonight. Twitch whispers are blocked. Whispers are so you can talk directly to someone. Maybe I'm getting old. What happened to DMs? Go into settings, it's blocked by default. Oh, okay. I was about to say, I was like, why are so many people asking me like it's blocked? I'm like, I didn't do anything to it. All right, go into settings. Okay, I'll look for that. Yeah, I guess whisper is an old school way of saying direct message. I'm an old person. I told you I'm turning 65 this Thursday. All right, let's go ahead and do the sign off, guys. And thank you guys so much for staying with me tonight and arguing with me through candies and stuff like that. I will try to learn a bit of Blender, and maybe one of the streams I'll be designing or finishing off a design one of these days. All right, let's do the sign off. I hope you had a good day. I hope you have a good tomorrow. On this show, we tried to take away your Monday sorrows. Thanks everyone for helping me design this print. I'll go ahead and see you guys next week, and I'll try to have something ready for you guys to see. Hopefully multicolor. So bye-bye everyone. Thanks for the good stream.